Welcome back, landscapers, to the Diary of the Landscape, the podcast that is designed to interview people and spread the knowledge on the green industry, from irrigation to office management. In today's episode, we're going to talk about sprinklers installation, irrigation installation. Our industry have a big misunderstanding or big failure on a lot of guys out there. They just go buy shovel and a truck and start doing the irrigation without any knowledge or any orientation. So like we just start getting the equipment on any hardware store and start installing sprinklers. Anyways, with no further ado, let's take it to the topic, to the point. Okay, it's very important to understand your area. Okay, whether it's lawn, crops, whatever area you're gonna irrigate, right? For the most part, here in our area in California, they don't allow you to use spray heads for planting areas unless they're ground cover, but not even for ground cover anymore, but just plant them just for sub, I would say. That's the only areas where the state is technically allowing you to do sprinkler heads on new developments, okay? Whatever old developments are there, whatever they got, but there are some incentives, like rebates the water companies giving to those companies and homeowners to change from overhead watering or sprinkler heads to drip, and they give you rebates or to convert your yard to drip irrigation. Okay, and that will be another topic, another episode. So well, let's go there. So first of all, you're gonna start with design. Make sure you draw your area on your iPad, on a piece of paper, on a tablet, or whatever you want to do, on a cardboard, whatever you have there. Make sure you draw the area there. It has to be on a scale. You don't have to be professional layout, like putting a scale and everything, but at least the shape, and make sure you put your sprinklers to equal distance, right? Because that's the most effective way to have a beautiful and long-lasting irrigation with green grass covered. A lot of us miss that part a lot. So then you draw the area, start putting the heads. Always start in the corner, my friend. The corners are the most critical ones. I've been seeing so many lawns with the sprinklers on the middle, on the edge, not in the corners and straight into the sides, but then no sprinkle on the corners, and the corners start getting brown because of that. So make sure you put your sprinklers on the corners and weigh your work in. And that's why it's very important to draw everything first, and then you do the irrigation. That way you're gonna be more efficient on timing, because once you have that on the paper, you're gonna tell you guys, oh look, a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, then just digging, and start figuring it out, measuring out, wait, and you're gonna end up losing a lot of time. And you're like, wait, I had to put the flag here first, and then let me put it over there. Oh no, wait, this little section is missing, so let me remeasure again. So that's why the paper or the drawing is gonna be efficient. Again, you need between 40 to 80 psi pressure to run the sprinklers, one zone or one valve, whatever you're gonna call it. And depending the pressure is the numbers of heads that you're going to use. If you have 80 psi of pressure, that means you can use up 20, maybe more heads, depending on the spacing and the nozzles as well. Nozzles is a key factor too for coverage. Do not use adjustable nozzles. I've been seeing that mistake over and over again on all lawns. The adjustable nozzle is just your last resort. Let's say there's a big curve and you don't want to wet the sidewalk, the concrete, the hardscape, then use one or two, no more than two per zone. If you use more than that, you're losing a lot of pressure. Because today's sprinklers, they got a pressure regulator too. At least here in California, I don't know about other states, but the law says here, so that all the sprinklers that are bought here in California now, they're pressure regulated. There's a law, and we have to obey that. So if you're using old sprinklers because you're sitting there and you will have your, because you bought it 2 years ago, whatever, long ago is, you shouldn't be using sprinklers. So anyways, so once you decide that, the distance is key to make sure every single head is equal spacing, meaning, let's go by the nozzles. There's 5. There's a smaller way, but I'm going to start with 5 feet, 8, 10, 12, and 15. And it can go beyond, but let's just, the normal spray heads, those are the number 5, they almost discontinue it. It's very hard to get them. So again, don't use them. It's 8, 10, 12, or 15. 4 nozzles. Don't miss and match too, because that's another issue. Why some lawns are brown from some spots and greener on the other side? Because they mix and match nostrils and heads too and spacing too. So it's very important you understand that and use equal distance. So if you're gonna choose 8 feet apart as well. Sometimes there's a little feet or 2 it's not there. So that's why I recommend to do that. Make sure you do head-to-head coverage, meaning if the nozzle is 8, space the sprinkler to 7 feet apart. You will be getting better layout grip because you have one feet of clearance, let's say a cushion, but a room to grow. So if there is one sprinkler, I can do 8 feet. See, you're good. I mean, I know I'm saying, but every single one, same distance, but the nozzle is designed to cover 8 feet, 4, and those 8 feet is from the center, 4 feet this way, 4 feet the other way. So it's 8 feet total this way, but it's from the center out. A lot of people think it's gonna reach 8 feet across through. No, it's a half. It's gonna water only 4 feet that, and the other feet is getting from the other sprinkler. That way they're 8 feet apart. But if you put them at 7 feet apart, you're gonna have an overlap coverage in a head-to-head. This sprinkler will have to be able to reach the other sprinkler as well. So that's why it's very important to understand that little section, that little step, okay? And once you put every single distance, so if you measure the area and at 8 feet apart on your paper, at 8 feet apart, you're gonna use 20 sprinklers. That should be fine. Again, it all depends on your water pressure, but let's assume it's 60. Those sprinklers might be good because the 8 feet nozzle, it will throw less water, and since all your sprinklers are pressure regulated, that is going to be equal to can handle up to 20 sprinklers, my friend. You don't need to put more valves. That's another mistake that I've been seeing. I go to houses and they have like 12 valves for a yard. There is probably 1,000 square feet area. Why do they put so much? Because again, it tells you that that guy didn't know how to water the area. You can use one valve for the whole front yard, and probably as little as 4 sprinklers. Again, those 4 sprinklers might be rotators, right? PGJs, PGP, depends on your pressure, and that way they can shoot way greater distance. So again, it all depends on how your layout and your PSI. And those rotators are water efficient, just so you know. But the most important thing that people don't understand is if you're gonna have a zone with mix and match, again, quarter, half, and full, that is not water efficient because the full is gonna take longer time to rotate, so it's gonna need more time for watering, and the half, same thing, is gonna take a little less than the full, but still longer time. and the quarter is gonna be like vroom, 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 faster. So this one is gonna be throwing more water than this one, but this one more water than this one, and these ones, and sometimes that's why in the football fields in the school you see like a donut in the middle. When you put Google Earth, you see like a donut, brownish in the middle on the circles, but the corners you see it right because again the corners are going faster. So then if you're doing that type of irrigation, you have to put all the quarters in one bulb, half in another bulb, and fulls in another bulb. You cannot mix and match, and that's it. When it's spray heads, it's a different story. You can mix and match quarter, half, and full because those ones have the same precipitation rate, but not the rollers, okay, or the rotators ones. So again, it's just understanding your strength. But I'm just for right now on this episode, I'm just basing on spray heads. The rotators is going to be a topic for another episode, and then and those ones you can use for shrubs, for plantings, or ground covers. Again, because they're more water efficient, but knowing how proper installation. And going back, if you go to 8, but you're gonna put it at 7, so 7 is gonna be a number that you can feed it more easily across your area. And then you can go up to 10. It's a number so you're gonna be in there. You can choose different measurements. Again, all depends if you're gonna go with the nozzle 10. So make sure you put the strings at 9 foot apart. It's a more equal distant number 10. You can break it more easy. But sometimes, for example, you have probably 25 feet. If you have 25 feet, then it won't work. But 12, the 12 might. But again, if you put it at 11 feet apart, right? So the middle one, you're gonna end up putting it probably maybe less than 9, but again, you're gonna get better coverage or more water shoot up. So that's the trick part. So make sure you understand that and follow the instructions. So, and that's why the paper drawing is very important on how you're gonna distribute or lay out your sprinklers. Because in there you can see, oh, I can do 15, 20, I mean not 20. You can do 20 because if you put MP rotators, but 15, 12, 10, or 8 nozzles. And again, if you put 10 nozzles, then you're gonna put less sprinklers because you're eating more or you're covering more area. Same thing with the 12 and same thing with the 15. So again, on a smaller area, 8 nozzles is best. In a mid-sized area, or you can do 8 or 12. Again, it all depends. In a larger area, you can go 15s or rotators or MP rotators or rollers. Okay, so that's why it's very important to understand and designing wisely. Because if you do small area with 15 nozzles, you're gonna be overspraying. And if you do a large area with 8-foot nozzles, then you're gonna have 1,000,000 sprinklers installation. So again, it's all about the design, so you can be more efficient and more time management and water management as well. Once you have that, same thing, the bulb, there is the 1/4 inch, 1 inch, and greater. I will strongly encourage you and advise you to use 1 inch bulb or greater. Surprisingly as is, the 1 inch bulb, it has the less friction of all pipes. So if you do a 1 inch piping with the sprinklers as well, you're gonna have a way more smooth, efficient irrigation because less friction there. And try to avoid 90s and as much feeding as less feedings as possible, not as much, as less feeding as possible, so you can avoid the friction and avoid the pressure losing. Because the greater the distance, the greater you're gonna be losing pressure. But again, since 1-inch pipe has less friction, you can have a longer distance. 3/4 have more friction, and 1/2 inch is the worst. That's why I say I don't use 1/2 inch. I said in the previous video, but try to avoid using 1/2 inch pipe, because you're gonna reduce from the 1-inch to 1/2 inch for the fittings, and for the 3 joints swivel on the heads. Make sure you adapt that knowledge and you adapt the method to put all the sprinklers wherever you put the sprinklers, just the triple joint swing. That will help you a lot on headaches for you and for your customers, because let's say you install the irrigation and you get warranty, and you're gonna something happen, and you're gonna have to go back and change that. Maybe it's not warranty issue, but you want to do it to keep your reputation as a warranty. When you go there, you're gonna have a more hard time. You're gonna lose more time trying to fix that springle without the triple joint twin joint than with the triple joints twin joint. Okay, because you just unscrew the springle, probably the margins or whatever got broke, and then there you're done. And then that way you can position the sprinkler at the right level. Because if you just stick the T up and a little closed nipple there, put the sprinkler there, the impact for the machine stepping on or going like this with the tire, it's gonna end up breaking, and it's gonna break from here. Now you have to get the little residue inside there or inside the sprinkler. And on top of that, again, you can level it more efficiently. So again, it's way more efficient, and that's why, again, it's all about your numbers. So swing joints are the best, are key, and you will be surprised how much time, energy, and headache you're gonna say to your customers that should be our goal. But since there's many people out there doing things wrong because they're thinking they're doing it right, it's gonna be a hard issue there. So again, always open to learn new things and enjoy episodes like this, because I'm not here to judge your work. I'm here to give you some advices, and we can all learn together. And I don't mind you put your input here and make a comment, express your feelings, so we can all understand each other. There is no. I always tell my people that there is no such a bad word. It's just the way you receive the word. You can, if you tell me whatever you tell me, it's on me of how I'm gonna take that, good or bad or ugly. But for the most part, I always take it good, even though it's a bad word. You might say because you have something on your head going on and you struggle with me, but it wasn't because of me. It was because you were having that issue. So again, I don't take it there. But that will be another topic. That will be another episode, not to take everything personal. As a business owner, it's very helpful, because once you walk away from the idea, I said in Spanish, no hay palabra mal dicha, sino mal recibida. That's my say. And I keep that as a law on my brain. So anyway, so once you design all that, before you put the nozzles, once you lay out your sprinklers, you check everything is good, equal spacing, your piping, you're ready to bury, or you already buried the pipe. Make sure you flush your system before you put the nozzles. Flush your system, get all the debris out of the pipe, and then put your nozzles. Because otherwise they're gonna get clogged, and then again you're gonna have a callback or something. I've been installing irrigation for a long time, and every project that I do right now, not to brag about it, the plants won't die, grass won't die, the screen, since the day I installed it, because I made sure I follow all those steps. If you think you're gonna forget about it, make a list. How do you guys do that list? A lot of us don't like to do those lists, checklists, because we think it's a waste of time. No, it's gonna save you headache and money. The more you invest on those things, the more disciplined you're gonna be, And it's gonna get the time that you're not gonna need that checklist. But at the beginning, or always try to use it, but I always encourage, so that way you have a record. If that checklist didn't happen, that means that guy is not doing it. It's not doing the work as you meant to do it. So there you go. You have a record now. You have a system that can check on that. That's why it's called irrigation system as well, because they have a list of things so you can follow. The manufacturer generate that list and pass it on to you. But sometimes that list or that topic get lost between the store and ourselves, the contractors. And then on top of that, get way lost to the field, to the guys out there. Because our part as a business owner to develop that and give it to the guys. Make sure you follow those things and put it in practice, and you will see how fast and how efficient you're gonna work and grow. Because people will start notice. And that's why Amazon, Apple, all those big brands out there are where they are, because they have a lot of systems to get there. But if you're gonna be messy, like I don't need that, and you keep that for thinking, I guarantee you, my friend, you're gonna be stuck grinding for many hours and not finding the success that we're looking for by not doing those things. So make sure you understand that. And once you put your nozzles, check your coverage again. Run the spring for 10-15 minutes and check, take a video, everything. But if you want to even go beyond to check coverage, put some cups or tuna cans or anything through the area, or plastic cups, whatever. I don't recommend plastic cups because the water might knock them down. That's why I say tuna cans or any can. Put a few, like 3 feet apart each other. Put it across your lawn area and compare them. Whoever can get less water, guess what? You have an issue, coverage issue right there. They all have to get the same amount of water across the whole field or across the whole area. And that's another way how to check your coverage, by putting those things. Once you're there, again, once you get so used to, you're not gonna need the tuna cans. But I guess to start measuring, start qualifying, measuring yourself. The more you measure yourself, the more successful you're gonna come. So make sure you follow that. And then same thing, the water, the bulb. Start with the bulb. Start with the bulb, and then work your piping away, and your heads, and then the controllers. All those things will give you a beautiful lawn and a beautiful coverage. But you have to make sure you follow all the steps and understand how to program the controller. So again, take your time. And then there's another video they're gonna do, controller programming and installation. And same thing, bulbs too, how to install properly the bulb. That's another topic that I see in here. Overuse of bulbs, misinstallation or mistakes on the installation, and the wiring is a mess. So make sure I will make another video. That will be another topic. So again, if you enjoy these topics and you're learning something from it, please put it in the comment. DM us if you have a topic or idea that you would like us to discuss on one of our interview or one of our episodes. Don't be shy and put it on the comments or DM us. The Diary of the Landscaper, the podcast designs for you and everybody to grow, so we can grow together and become what the industry says, a landscaper. People who build landscape like nature, will mimic nature. So don't be the guy who does ugly things. Be the nature likely guy to do beautiful landscapes of that. Take it in, my friends. And again, the Diary of the Landscaper, you can follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and most of the social media there, TikTok, Instagram. The Diary of the Landscaper. Thank you. See you next time.